Hello, welcome to Spiritual Revelations Tarot. Today we are asking the question of spirit: what spiritual gifts are awakening in you? Okay, and we're going to start off with Aries, and I'm using the Alberto Velodo and Colette Baron Reed, the Charmin's Dream Oracle. All right. So I haven't used this deck a lot, so I will have to refer to the book. Hope you don't mind. All right. Let's get started. And this is a live stream. I'm learning how to do a live stream. So, what spiritual gifts are awakening in Aries? All right, let's do 3 cards. What spiritual gifts are awakening in Aries spirit? Whatever cards drop out. All right, Aries. We have unmarked trail. There's going to be a revelation. Uh, Aries, unmarked trail. Let's take a look. This is number 57. Let's discover what the unmarked trail is about for Aries. An unprecedented experience, discovery, and revelation. You are called now to embark on a sacred journey. The Arthurian kings, in their quest for Holy Grail, had to make sure to take an unmarked trail that no one had ever followed, or they would not accomplish their goal. So, Aries, you're being advised to take the unmarked trail. Likewise, you must enter the darkest forest of your soul via a route as yet unidentified to find what you seek. You're ready. Stop it. No, there is no reward at the end of the road you are following. You are only killing time. Just pause, breathe, and commit in your heart to a sacred endeavor. Vow not to look for old solutions that may have worked with past challenges. Get out of character. Try the outrageous and keep your quest private. So, Spirit wants you to keep your unmarked trail where you're going private. Don't tell anyone. Now is not to speak of the voice that called you to embark on this unmarked trail. That time will come. The unmarked trail can be a sign that you have already made a choice, even if you do not want to acknowledge it. Be at peace with what your heart knows to be true. Your heart has already been made up, and your mind will follow. Pack lightly, taking with you only essential beliefs that you know to be trustworthy under all circumstances. The universe has your back, Aries. And this is the unmarked trail card for Aries. All right. Now let's get on the creative side for Aries. Let's see how we can use our creativity while journeying on this unmarked trail. Spirit, what advice do you have for Aries while going through this unmarked trail to keep things private? Okay, Aries, you have 2 cards. It's growth. Feel open, willing, and proud of your desire to explore new opportunities for self development, Aries. Trust. Trust that you were to born a creative being and have never stopped being one. All right. Good message. Just keep your growth, or whatever you're doing, to yourself. Why? Because you don't want anybody to uh, cause any negativity while you're on your unmarked trail. And that's for Aries. All right, let's move to the next sign. Is Taurus. Spirit, what messages do you have for Taurus regarding what spiritual gifts are awakening in Taurus spirit? What spiritual gifts are awakening in Taurus? What spiritual gifts are awakening in Taurus spirit? One card for Taurus. What spiritual gifts are awakening for Taurus spirit? One card. Okay, we're going to take the one that fell on the table. All right, so spirit is telling Taurus what? The Garden of Venus. Rest and renewal. Spirit wants you to, Taurus, rest so you can renew and rejuvenate you, your energy. You might be low right now. All right, let's take a look and see what Spirit says about the garden. Garden of Venus. Sounds good to me. All right, this is for Taurus. The place of all is well, rest and renewal, self acceptance. When a garden of Venus appears, you are invited, actually summoned. That's this card. You are summoned to return to the pleasure garden of love. It is time to leave the field of battle. Put your sword away. There is nothing you need to defend anymore. Step through the gate into the garden of earthly delights. Bark in the joy of the wish fulfilling trees and the scent of the healing flowers. You have returned home, Taurus. Taurus, you are weary, and it is time to rest deeply and be renewed. Go into the sacred garden alone, as there is no need for another to be present to experience its pleasures. Really stop looking at for the other. Enter by yourself. Allow your senses to intoxicate you. Leave all thoughts behind. Lose your analytical mind and return to your body. In the Garden of Venus, there is still a pond to show you your reflection when you stoop down to drink. Who is that staring back at you? Look at who you have become. Rinse your face with the healing waters and practice deep acceptance. Love who you have turned into with all your imperfections and blemishes. The goddess of Venus holds the mirror that allows you to see yourself in all your flawed beauty. Do not become caught in a spell. After a quick glance, take the mirror with you and return to the battlefield that you may reveal to others who they are becoming. Then you will no longer have to use for your you will no longer have a use for your sword. That is beautiful. That was for Taurus. All right. Let's see what the creativity deck has to say about the Garden of Venus. Rest and renewal. Okay, let me shuffle. Spirit. What messages do you have for Taurus regarding the Garden of Venus? It's time to rest and renew. Clarify, Spirit. One card, two cards. Clarify the Garden of Eden. Rest and renewal for Taurus. Okay, we have one card. Clarify Rest and renewal for Taurus spirit. Two more cards. Uh-oh, that was too many. Two more cards. Okay. All right. Well, you got four cards, really? All right. You have the first card is capable. It says you can deal successfully with whatever challenges and circumstances arrive. Yes, you know you can, but Spirit is saying in between those, in between time, you need to get rest so you can renew your energy for your next challenge. All right. Actualization. You will achieve your full potential by virtue of your creativity and your honest pursuit of truth. Okay. So, in that garden of Venus, at a time of rest, you will pursue your creativity for the truth because in that quiet forest of renewal, you are thinking and planning and manifesting the truth, the pursuit of truth. And as you do so, it will actualize itself. All right. The next card is distractions. When you are trying to solve a problem, you will often be tested by distractions. And that's why you want to go into this garden of Venus alone so there won't be any distractions other than the nature of the forest. Okay? And the last card is worry. Worry is attachment to a particular outcome and the fear that it will not come to pass. So this spirit is saying not to worry. Why? Because you're going to be in the garden of Venus where there are no distractions and whatever you visualize in your mind is going to come to actualization. All right. So there is no fear needed while you are resting and renewing your energy. All right. That was your message, Taurus. Let's move on to the next is Gemini. Okay. Message for Gemini. Let me shuffle the deck. Let's get one card for Gemini. Spirit. What spiritual gifts are awakening in Gemini? What spiritual gifts are awakening in Gemini spirit? Let's get one card for Gemini. What spiritual gifts are awakening in Gemini spirit? One card. What spiritual gifts are awakening in Gemini? One card. What spiritual gifts are awakening in Gemini spirit? Well, surely Gemini has one card. There you go. Okay, Gemini. You have mindful think tank. That's the perfect card for Gemini. Geminis are always stuck in their head, being mindful. All right, this is number 40. Let's take a look at Gemini. Something is awakening inside of Gemini. What is it? Mind full. Your mind is full. Keeping a clear mind, hurtful thoughts, group tank. The human mind can be so many things: a prison, a lantern, a circus, a temple, a cave, whatever you dream, think it is, it will come to, like in the previous actualization. It can be placed, it can be a place of restriction or a place of never ending expansion. Right now, be careful where you wander in your mind. The quality of your thoughts is key as you're in a fertile time for full manifestation. That's right. You want to ensure that the seeds you plant will sprout and flourish into the life you seek to grow. Be mindful not to scatter weeds. Weeds would be negative thoughts. It's easy to be influenced by others right now too, especially in our digital age. It's hard to protect yourself from the energy and that sheer amount of information bombarding you 24/7. If you allow all the fear and uncertainty to paralyze your mind and emotions, you will fill yourself up with this negativity and then see more of it in the outer world. So we don't want to do that. Stay out of gossip and other forms of group think. For when you cut another person down to their level due to their perceived mistakes or limit them by your envy, you activate lack for yourself. So fill yourself with thoughts of plenty. Imagine your universe unfettered by scarcity and alive with abundant hope and goodness. Be mindful of what your mind is full of and keep the faith. Good brings more good. Love, gratitude, more things to be grateful for. All right, Gemini. That was your message from Spirit. Now let's take a look. Spirit, clarify full mind and how Gemini can use their creativity to come out of a group tank. All right. All right. Clarify mind full. Two more cards, Spirit, for Gemini. Two more cards for mind full group tank. Two more. All right. All right, Gemini. See, Spirit says you need to have patience. Creativity takes time, and sometimes a project can seem to be taking too long or seem to be failing when it's not. All right? Growth. Feel open, willing, and proud of your desire to explore new opportunities for self development. All right? But Gemini, this is this does not involve a group think, a group. This is you by yourself, you analyzing your situation. Okay, the next card is truth. An honest desire to know and speak the truth produces beneficial results. All right, once get it out of your head. From your head, speak it out. The positivity, not the negative. Why? Here's the card of actualization. You will achieve your full potential by virtue of your creativity and your honest pursuit of truth. Okay? So that means whatever you thinketh will become a reality. All right? So if you want growth and truth, you have to think and focus on being patient as you grow and learn the truth about actualization, and manifestation. All right, that's your message, Gemini. Next one is Cancer. Cancer, are you with me? All right, Cancer. Cancer. All right, Spirit. What spiritual gifts are awakening in Cancer? What spiritual gifts are awakening in Cancer, Spirit? One card. All right, Cancer. What spiritual gifts are awakening in Cancer, Spirit? What spiritual gifts are awakening in Cancer? One card, Spirit. Oh, there you go. Spirit gave you two cards, Cancer. Oh, three cards, Cancer. All right. You have dances on one foot. You're performing a balancing act. You're trying to get your life balanced. All right. Second card, lay of the land. Ancestral wisdom. You have the wisdom to balance your life based upon what your ancestors taught you. All right, Cancer. And the last card is Sky Bridge, possibility for union. All right, so we see two pillared stones, and there's no bridge for to cross over. All right, so I guess you have to go up this staircase toward the sun. A sky bridge, possibility of union, coming out of the dark and stepping up into the light in oneself so that you can bridge any gaps in the relationships that you have. All right. Let me uh let's see what. Let's clarify these cards on how you can get there. All right, Cancer. Clarify dancing on one foot. How should Cancer balance their life, Spirit? Clarify dancing on one foot. What should Cancer balance? Clarify balance on one foot. Oh, there you go. Worry. You're worrying about balancing your life out, but Spirit is saying worry is attachment to a particular outcome and the fear that it will not come to pass. So stop worrying about it or do not have any expectations regarding balancing your life. Do the best you can, you know, and it will balance itself out as long as you are balanced in your mind, your heart, and your spirit. So don't worry. All right. One card for lay of the land. What wisdom is Cancer receiving, Spirit? What wisdom is Cancer receiving in this situation? One card. What wisdom is Cancer receiving? All right. I saw the courage card pop out. Fear. You have the wisdom, the lay of the land, and this ancestral wisdom to combat this fear, Cancer. If you want to be free of fears and phobias, then you have to understand why they exist and make peace with them. Cancer, very good advice. I love this day. All right, Sky Bridge, possibility of union. What is possible? What union is possible for Cancer, or how can Cancer obtain its union, Spirit? One card, one card for Cancer. How can Cancer bridge this gap and come into union, Spirit? One card for Cancer. Okay, there you go. You have two cards. Okay, Cancer. Spirit says this is how you're going to bridge the gap. This is the possibility of a union. You have to have willpower, Spirit says. Use your willpower to bravely overcome thoughts of compromise and defeat. All right? Second card is to visualize. This is using your creativity. Learn about your creative mind. Visualize. When we develop our abilities to visualize, we can manifest maximum influence on our experience of reality. So visualize the positive energies, high vibrations, and don't let society push you into fear and worry. You cannot manifest while under those conditions. So if you find that you are worrying and fearful, just go into that garden of Eve, garden of Venus, and rest and rejuvenate yourself. All right? Turn off the TV, turn off the computer. Just go and be with self, and you will have the willpower to visualize what you need to balance in your life. All right, Cancer. That was your message. Lovely message. Messages of encouragement, willpower, and release of negativity. All right. Next one is all right. So this reading will be in two parts. This part is for Aries through Virgo. Next one is Leo. Leo, fire sign. Leo. What messages? What was our question? What spiritual gifts are awakening in Leo? What spiritual gifts are awakening in Leo, Spirit? What spiritual gifts are awakening in Leo? One card. Ooh, that's fast. All right, Leo. Drifter. Experiencing life as it comes. That's right. Take it one day at a time. Let's take a look at the drifter. This is what Leo will be discovering the gift that they have. What lights you up, Leo? Experiencing life as it comes, seeking the essence, but not knowing the form. The drifter invites you to step out your to-do list. Step out of your to-do list and your ordinary routine to feel breeze against your skin, calling you to follow the wind and explore life opportunities. So Spirit wants you to step out of your comfort zone, Leo. When a drifter appears, it's a sign that it's time to cut the mooring lines holding you to the dock. It's not important to know the destination before you set sail. It will become clear as you leave the port. So it's time to get up and get out. Do not wait for a map, as there are none to where you are destined to go, Leo. But be sure that you do have a compass to keep you true to your direction in life and focus. Yours is your pure love and your intention to be free. Yes, even of your own beliefs and preconceptions, Leo. Few appreciate the energy of the drifter. Here, you might not seem to be doing anything worthwhile or meeting someone else's expectations, but you are the only one who understands that others are running full out on the hamster wheel and getting nowhere. So you see everybody going in circles, okay? Not going anywhere. All right? Your laziness is an underappreciated virtue. You know that life will find you and bring you everything you require without your having to search for it. Oh boy, this is a great manifester, Leo. Be simply being instead of frantic doing. Right. It's time to sit down and let opportunities come to you, Leo. Even as you let your mind wander, releasing it to go on a daily walkabout, call it back home regularly to deliver news from the cosmos. The drifter helps you find what you are looking for, even when you didn't think you were seeking anything. All right, so that's why it's time to get up and get out. All right, let's see. Let's clarify the drifter. The drifter. Spirit. What messages do you have for Leo, the drifter, experiencing life as it comes? Look like Leo got it right. Clarify the drifter spirit for Leo. That's right. All right. Leo. Two cards came out. Spirit says it's time to play. So get up and get out. Our work can be Our work can and should take on the quality of play, for it is play that stimulates creativity. Right, so it's time to get up. You experience life as it comes, and in order to experience it, you have to get up and go out and play. Have some fun. All right? And the second card came out are wounds. Withheld support from the past can cause low self esteem that cripples action. All right, so we're not going to ponder on the past. We are creating our future and manifesting it from this point forward. Because from this point forward, this is your life. You are in control of your life. All right, Leo? That's your message. Very good. All right. Last sign for this reading is Virgo. Spirit. What spiritual gifts are awakening in Virgo? What spiritual gifts are awakening in Virgo spirit? All right. One card. What gifts? Oh, that was quick. It's for Virgo. They came out real quick. Virgo. Vanishing mirror. Ego. Sublimation. Oh, somebody learning to get out of their ego. Vanishing mirror. Okay, maybe you're mirroring someone and it's time to stop. All right, let's see what it says here. Vanishing mirror. Ego sublimation, letting go of self centeredness, and becoming a vessel of possibility. Do you ever wonder if your self definition has become too rigid, too fixed around what you have come to learn, so that you contract your life into zones of safe versus unsafe? This here is okay, but over there, well, that might be too risky. Judgment, fear, self righteousness, and overconfidence are only some of the traits that keep you from evolving, Virgo. We are all products of our conditioning, so remember that this is part of the human experience. Yet you are not meant to remain stagnant, seeking only what you expect, even if it appears ambitious. It's still too narrow. You go nowhere when you hesitate to move out of your comfort zone. When you focus too much on yourself, this way you become a servant of the ego. It edges God out, removing the magic of possibility, removing the magic of manifestation. Imagine looking into a mirror and seeing only what you are now. If you can let your self definition soften, moving beyond the veil to your potential, a magical emptiness exists where all things are possible. Look again. Who could you be? What would you see reflected if you allowed yourself to be other than how you define yourself now, Virgo? Nothing less is required of you now. In the in the moment, let go of who you think you are and allow a new you to emerge. You will recognize yourself as what you are, a partner in a co creation in service to the divine. Doesn't it feel good? Whoa, love this day. The Charmin's Dream Oracle. Okay, Virgo. Spirit, how can Virgo achieve this? Vanishing mirror, ego, sublimation, spirit. What do Virgo need to do, spirit? All right, let's see. Let's see. Message for Virgo. Vanishing mirror, spirit. How can Virgo achieve this? Ego, sublimation, spirit. Almost. There you go. Anything else, spirit? Come on, one more card, spirit. Oh, not the whole deck. One more card, spirit. Almost. One more card, spirit, for Virgo. How can Virgo, the vanishing mirror, looking at themselves, saying, is this truly who I am? All right. All right. These cards came out. Virgo, introspection. Introspection is often necessary to deepen our awareness of the unity and divinity of life. That's why you're looking in the mirror. But you, when you stop looking in that mirror, that means that you know who you are. There's no question about it. Insight, Spirit says, to go within to introspect. Insight, see beyond appearances. See beyond what you see in that mirror. See beyond appearances, masks, cliches, and cultural stereotypes to gain insight, Virgo. It's not what you see on the outside, how a person looks, but what's on the inside. And in order to get to know anybody, You have to spend time with that person. You can't make judgments on first, although people do, but it may not be the truth. It could be a false judgment. All right. And we also have to do that with ourselves. The next card for Virgo is growth. Spirit wants you to feel open, willing, and proud of your desire to explore new opportunities for self development. Fear. If you want to be free of fears and phobias, then you have to understand why they exist and make peace with them. So if you don't see, while looking in the mirror, you see something you don't like about yourself, just make peace with it because it is you. You're not going to dislike yourself. You're supposed to love yourself. In order to love another person, you have to first love yourself. All right, nature. Go out in nature as much as you can, for its pure creativity can teach you everything you need to know, everything you need to know. Watch the trees, how they sway in the wind. Listen to the birds chirp, okay? Listen to the insects crawling across the leaves. I can visualize all of this right now. So that's your message, Virgo. I hope you enjoyed these readings. Stay tuned for part 2 for the rest of the zodiac signs. This will be time step, and the time step is located underneath this video by clicking on the more button. All right. I hope it works the same way as regular uploads, but I'm learning. I'm learning. All right. So press the thumbs up and join Spiritual Revelations Tarot. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.